All right. Rundown. You just got dunked on, Riggs.
I mean, that was just sitting there ready for it.
I got screwed
I can't
by
believe
this.
no one even.
What was I supposed to do?
We're back at Cowboy Jacks. This is like our Minnesota
I'm
home.
going to dunk on you like 6 times.
Who set that up?
I don't know. It sucks for you. It
can't.
really sucks.
Cowboy Jacks downtown, by the way. That's where we are.
I was going to dunk on Dave.
In Minnesota
Watch out.
for the Final Four.
Let go.
So let's go. What is the? We're just gonna get dunked on the entire time.
You
That's
can't
fine.
Put this
Just gonna get dunked on the entire time.
Okay.
Spire, take a picture of this.
That one was
Take a
nice.
picture of us. Tweet it out, and because we're doing Barstool Radio from 3 to 5 today, we're filming this before Cowboy Jacks downtown. A lot of people are like, what Cowboy downtown? What downtown? What is that song? What is that song?
Downtown.
What is that song?
Downtown.
Yeah, going
Oh, is
downtown. Yeah, yeah, but that's a real song. What's the real song?
Believe
Going
it or not,
downtown.
George isn't at home.
We're going downtown.
He's probably out, or he'd
Okay.
pick up the phone. Where could he be? Believe it or not, George's not home.
We're going downtown. All right.
It's a great start.
Stephen A. Smith, we were all flying when this happened. Looked like he broke up a fight in the Sixers versus Milwaukee game. He released a public statement that it was not him. He's like, I would never get in the middle of that.
Look, it wasn't me, okay? It wasn't me. I did not storm the court at the Wells Fargo Center. Yes, you might have seen a photo of Allen Iverson and I giving me a hug, but me, I'm going to get in between that pit bull that is Eric Bledsoe and that monster, that 7-footer that is Joel Embiid. Do I look that stupid? Hell no. It wasn't me. Wake up, people. Get your eyes checked. I appreciate the person that tried to stop the fight, but damn it, it wasn't me. I got to go to work. Peace.
Yes, you would.
And that's what made this good. Like, we were on the plane. We thought it was real.
I saw it. You saw it. We both were sitting across the
I
aisle
actually
from each
made
other.
you
We're
take your
like,
headphones
yeah,
out.
you're like, do you see this? I was like, yeah, it's fucking awesome. And Stephen A. Smith is officially in that zone where it's like, you don't have to. If you see that video, you don't blink. You're like, yeah, of course Stephen A. Smith got in there.
And it would have been probably the highlight of his career. Like, that would have been the best
I don't know.
thing.
Did you see that report that he's about to get like $10 million a year?
Well, yeah, that's not
That's pretty-
actually.
yeah.
But that's not something he did. That I think he is going to get that. He probably deserves that.
Yes.
But this would have been like his defining moment. I already was in, like, what are they going to do? Is ESPN going to suspend him? NBA going to fine him because you can't do that? But the fact, like we said, the fact we actually thought it was not, we didn't think. It's like, oh, yeah, of course Stephen A. did that. That's what makes it a great story.
Right.
He's gotten to the point now where everything that he does, the reaction is even better than the shit that he does. Like when he posts the video, he's like, would I do that? Nope. It's must watch.
Yes,
I mean,
yes,
his
yes,
facial
yes,
reactions, all that.
yes.
He has made such a character out of that he's just must watch.
I'd say the last year and a half has been the best year. I feel like I was kind of on the fence with him for a long time. I love him now. I don't know anybody who doesn't love him.
Yeah, you have to. He's a caricature and he's awesome.
He's the best. And $10 million
And he likes
a
us
year.
now.
Hardest working man in showbiz. He actually is.
$10 million a year.
Amazing.
This was funny. So there's a court case going on in Alabama, like two people suing neighbors over their house. The judge just wrote underneath it, like, yo, pretty much, I don't have the exact quote, but it's like, don't talk to me until my Tigers are done in the tournament. Great line. I'm actually curious. It's always, I don't think I'm going to the games because right now, I haven't decided. I may game. I don't know what I'm doing. But here's the thing. I'm retired. Here's the thing. Who do you think is going to have the biggest crowds here? I think Auburn is going to be pretty fucking huge.
Yeah, I think Auburn.
Michigan State because of proximity as well.
But I feel like it's more. Yeah, that was it. 10 hours.
Yeah, I mean, it's anywhere. Anytime you can get it, like anytime you can reasonably have college kids be like, let's just hop in the car and go.
But I feel like Michigan State is the most expected to be here.
Yeah.
The other, Virginia's kind of, but they've never been, so that's a huge thing for Virginia.
Auburn's like a point that's like this might never happen again.
Yeah,
We gotta
Lubbock,
go.
Texas Tech. I don't know I don't think it's easy to get anywhere from Lubbock, so I don't know. Even though they are a passionate fan base, I've been told that's like the hardest campus to get to in the country.
No, that's Texas A&M.
No, I think it's
I
Lubbock.
thought it was the same thing, but I think it's Texas A&M. All the schools in Texas.
I think it's Texas Tech. I think.
Either way, They all
Anyways, what do we
sucked
think of the
against
judge? Just amen.
Judge was so dismissive too. He said, "This is a plague on both your houses."
That's the like. What? I didn't know you were allowed to do that as a judge.
Can
He
you
put
say
a
like?
fucking plague on him.
Can you say on your houses too?
That's
like, is this
biblical
game,
shit.
Is this Game of Thrones? Like,
I
this is
don't
a
know.
plague on
It's
both
crazy.
your houses. And then he just said behave. Like, it was so dismissive. He goes, just behave and understand that I'm focused on the Auburn game. So the way that he phrased it was perfect, and I didn't even know that you could do that. Also, Auburn. Are we all like, who's everybody rooting for? Because Auburn, in my opinion, against Virginia, who's the biggest snooze fest of all time, Auburn, who just shoots from fucking everywhere, I feel like you got to be rooting
Bruce
for.
Pearl's a scumbag, though.
Yeah, but their way that they play is so much like
I know.
Virginia makes you
Why
want
do
to
you say
strangle
he's a
them.
scumbag?
I mean, he is. He's a snitch and a cheat. He's a double. He was a snitch in the late '80s, and then he was a cheat. And now I don't think the cheating is. I'm more the snitch stuff is more what bothers me. The cheat thing, like the barbecue thing, whatever. Who
Yeah, but
cares?
when you watch, aren't we at the point where when you watch, you're just like,
Yeah, no,
I get there's a lot of shit going on behind everybody, and it's just this is the
Yeah.
product, and I'm gonna watch it.
I can't. I think the thing with Auburn, that injury, I will think catch up with him. You play adrenaline, you get by. He was the best player in the tournament. I'd say that Auburn team, and this is how you end up retired. Auburn was a team around, what are we in right now? We're in early April. Late February,
Yep.
I took a stand against Auburn.
Yep.
And I took a stand, and Spider tells me you got an ad read. So I'm going to do it. Good job, Spider. I don't know why I did it.
No, wait,
It was
go
on-
off with your stand first. Finish the thought.
My stand
I remember this stand.
Yeah.
was Auburn stinks.
Yes.
And I will bet against Auburn every
Yes.
game. They have continued to win. That has proven to be a problem. Last time I took a stand like this was the year the Tampa Bay Buccaneers won the Super Bowl. I'm like, the Buccaneers stink, and I will bet against them every game. Those are two of when you want to put iconic or headline losing streaks. They generally coincide with me taking very bad stands.
Yes, I took a stand this year when Cam Newton got hurt, and I didn't think that he was actually hurt. And remember when we said Panthers were a Super Bowl contender,
Yep.
and they lost 8 games in a row or whatever it was? That's a stand where you're like, this team's still good, and they just never ended up
Taking
being good again.
stands are tough. Now, on the flip side, I've thought Michigan State's been awesome as I watch them. So, but the Auburn stand.
Well, Auburn owes you a huge thank you. Had you reversed your stand and taken them one game, they definitely would have lost.
yeah,
They'd be out.
I have literally bet against them, I think, 20 straight times.
Yeah,
And lost
That's
every time.
bad.
They went through a stretch. If you go look,
Yeah,
they
I
weren't
remember.
playing well. They
Yeah.
they lost on the
They
road.
lost to Alabama.
By like
Yep.
6. And I think somebody's giving me picks like Auburn's way overrated. I pay attention. Like, they're not doing good. I took a stand. It bit me in the ass. Speaking of stands, speaking of gambling, the rundown is presented by PointsBet, Jersey's premium sports book. I love betting with the sports books. It's my favorite way to do it. Sign up with code because you can lose a lot of money, but it's like you have the money there. They have more options.
I like this. I like where your head's going, and I agree with you. It doesn't make sense, but it makes perfect sense. Like, you go to PointsBet, you have to put up the cash. It feels good. You then don't,
Like right now, I'm
stop
not
betting
in
with
Jersey.
bookies. It's
I
not.
can't
It's
put more
illegal.
money.
It's
Yeah.
illegal to bet with bookies.
Sign up with code Barstool. Get your first 2 bets guaranteed up to $1,000. If you lose on your first fixed odds or points betting wager, get refunded in bonus bets. So you lose, but you can win it back. You don't want to take that money back anyways. You want to win it back. March Madness makes it rain promo. Bet 100 or more on any tournament team. Get $3 for every 3-pointer your team hits. You probably want to take Auburn.
We should write that down, MB, that we should start doing a new advertising campaign where Dave and I just like call the cops on anyone who's illegally gambling. Like, you need to gamble with
Or
with
Spider.
a
just-
sports book.
Spider, you got to go. Well, I guess I have Cons living in Jersey, my
Yeah.
runner.
Mhm.
He's like,
He's your runner.
Cons is getting.
He's your like Billy Walters runner if Billy Walters never won.
Captain Cons is feeling the heat, the juice, the rush through me.
Yeah.
He's like, going to put more money in for the Final Four. It's like I'm in Minnesota.
Oh, he's got it. Well, he's probably also hoping that if you go like, bazooka on the thing,
That's what I
you get a little runoff.
The problem is I'm so far down. It's like we actually, in Vegas, when like we all played blackjack, it was Frankie, myself, Paul. I was betting the least. I was betting $25. Everyone got hot.
Yeah.
I just lost close to like 150 grand. The dealer got mad that they didn't tip him, like real mad.
That's ridiculous. But I remember distinctly the start of the tournament, and everyone's been in this spot when we got through like the first 2 days, and you turned to me and you're like, to be honest, like I was in such a hole, and I just figured I would I'd get hot in the tournament and get myself out of the hole. It was like your last
My
gun
last
in a bullet.
move, so to speak.
Yeah, your last
I got cold at the absolute
Worst
time.
Worst time.
And not just cold, ice cold.
Worst
like
time.
every single game I lost.
Yep.
This is a classic old school. Does this look like the face of? So we got this woman named Iconic Facce, self-proclaimed. I think she legally changed her name to Iconic Facce, and it is Iconic.
2 C's. Face,
Yeah.
Facce.
For all the wrong reasons. Anyway, she's in the news as mugshot because she is robbing banks to pay for her plastic surgery on her face. You don't get an iconic face. Iconic faces don't pay for themselves.
No.
That's just a fact.
I feel like people that rob banks just like robbing banks.
I always wonder if I could.
I feel like
That's
I
why
could.
people I feel like do it. I feel like it's way more. You always hear the reasons. A lot of times you find out like these rich fuckers who are already set become like these notorious bank robbers because of the rush.
It's going to be quite a rush.
People are trying to figure out if they can do it, and they become addicted to it.
They
I think they always come up with different
I think
reasons. At the
anybody
end of
can
the
rob
day,
a bank once.
Okay, 2 things. We should $1 billion idea. We should have like a fantasy camp for criminals. Like you would always be like, oh man, I wish I could just rob a bank but have no repercussions. Imagine you built like a little city where it's basically a fantasy camp for criminals. You show up, it's like, hey, I've always wanted to murder someone. Not that I
That's
have,
like
but
Westworld, isn't it, kind of? That
I've
show
never
on
seen
HBO?
that show. But wouldn't that be cool?
I think that's it. Westworld on HBO.
Yeah, that'd be fucking awesome. And then 2, I don't know about you guys, but extreme plastic surgery, I don't have a sensitive stomach. It gives me the fucking
Yeah,
willies.
you audibly gasped when you saw Iconic
I
Face.
can't, when I see like really bad plastic surgery, it sends a chill down my spine. I'm like, ugh,
you just can't handle it.
I can't handle it. It's like Dave with
heebie-jeebies?
blood.
Yeah, blood makes me pass out.
I can't do it.
When I give blood, I bring Cheez-Its and make the nurse feed them to me. Or animal crackers.
Yeah,
Also, tell them to, a little hint for all you blood phobias out there. Just tell them to make you lie down. Like I always say, this is a tip to somebody. I always say, I can't handle it, I'm going to pass out. And they look at me. I'm a big strapping guy. They're like, you'll be fine. And I pass out like clockwork. Make them.
Pass out?
Pass out. It's the worst feeling in the world. It feels like you're going to die.
They
The
just
best
feed-
feeling in the world is when they're like, when they're about to put the needle in, they're like, you get squeamish. I'm like, no. And I look at it. I stare at the fucking needle going in.
That could make me pass out just hearing it. Passing out, I think like how you feel in like UFC. I assume I just go dark. It's terrible.
You tap out.
Yeah, I literally black out.
Mm-hmm.
It's the worst. I get super hot, super sweaty. My heart starts racing, then I'm out.
Have you guys ever had sleep paralysis?
What's
I
that?
don't know what that is.
I've had like twice before in my life where I wake up but I can't move.
Oh, yeah, I've had that.
No, I haven't had that.
It's fucked up. It's very scary.
I
you,
had
like,
that.
high?
Yeah.
No, like you just can't move.
I've had it when I'm high. But I
I've
don't
had
count
that when I threw out my back and I had pain pills for it. I've woken up and been like, I can't move my body.
I could
but
hear
my
shit
mind
going
is
around
awake.
around me. I
Yeah.
could hear people talking. I couldn't move.
It's crazy.
Stinks.
It's crazy.
Hey, when they feed you just like one at a time,
Yep.
Cheez-Its?
Did they give you a little sticker after too?
I've
a little
had-
dum dum.
I've sipped
Little
OJ
lolly?
out of a little straw, like little carton, like. So
I see you go, thank you.
listen, they every time I'm in, they shut down the
Like, oh,
lab,
here he is
and
again.
They like do the curtain, and it's like, all right, we got a problem. Like I really go.
We got a bleeder.
I think I'm gonna die every time. It's terrible. Michigan State. A little bit soft on Michigan State. Listen, if you're going to issue these warnings at Michigan State that you can be arrested for just watching a riot, being part of the riot, then like what are you? This is like if you want smart, well-behaved kids, go to Michigan. If you want Michigan State, the state school, the dummies, they like to party. They got a great team. But
Beat you 3 times.
what's that?
Beat you 3 times.
Deservedly so. They're 1,000 times better.
Yeah.
Michigan. I'm an alum, but they fucked the fuck out of me in football and basketball
Yeah.
this year.
You're Wisconsin.
Basketball's been pretty good. I can't get too.
Wisconsin- I mean, it's
I can't-
basically the same
Let me put it
kinda-
this way.
Two Final Fours and you guys went to 2 national title games.
Yeah,
but
and we ran into like this year. There's no Villanova. Like last year, we ran into a team that just they were going to beat everywhere.
Yeah.
Villanova's loaded, and then we got screwed. The Trey Burke block.
and that was a vacated title.
It was, so we actually won that.
Yeah.
I went to so the Knicks. Burke's still there. The other guy's gone now.
Yeah, the
Hardaway.
Knicks had a strategy just drafting everyone from Michigan.
I actually was sitting. I yelled. I go, it was a clean block at Trey Burke. He stopped what he was doing. He's like, fucking right it was. Like you could tell it still bothered him. Last one up we got here, and I'm curious on this take. So a guy is checking out of the grocery store. This just came to court. I guess it happened around the Super Bowl. But according to him, he's like, hey, grocery bagger guy, please don't throw around the chips. The grocery bagger put the canned goods with the chips, broke all the chips, and then they had a quick, what are you looking at? What are you looking at? And then he just choked him out.
Very fair complaint, I think, from the customer. If you open up your bag of chips, they're all crumbled. You could put the chips with anything. You put it with other soft stuff so they don't get dominated. Canned goods are going to crush your chips. You're trying to put it in the back of the car. They're going to be moving around. If they're surrounded by soft stuff, they're fine. Every bagger, I feel like, should know that. That's their profession. That's their job. So I think it's a fair gripe.
I did a little research on this, and the research was what the date was that he went to the grocery store. It was the Saturday of Super Bowl weekend, so I think he's in every right. If you go shopping on Super Bowl Sunday for your Super Bowl Sunday spread, it's chaos. There's no rules. Like, people can crush chips. The baggers are, overworked. If you go on Saturday, you're doing a little pre-planning. I think you can choke someone out if they crunch your Tostitos.
To his defense, he also said he was in a bad mood.
Well, that's fair.
That's double whammy.
Yeah, football's about to end.
Yeah.
Bad mood,
Everyone gets a
crush
little
chips.
blues
What's he
in
supposed
February.
to do?
I not to make myself into Mother Teresa here, but
Never.
You never would.
Nope.
if somebody
Not under any circumstance.
is older than me bagging the groceries, I do it.
You'd bag?
I can't let an old person.
Yeah, I help.
It's like I feel if it's a young kid, it's like bag them up, chump. But if it's somebody older, it's like this. You have to have this job. I get very sentimental.
Does it make you think about Brooks?
Yeah.
Who's Brooks?
Shawshank.
No, I've never seen
Brooks was-
Shawshank in its full entirety. I know, it's crazy.
Really? I'm
to
very
be
surprised
honest,
by that.
you probably have me on tape saying I have because I feel uncomfortable. I just haven't seen it in its full
I
entirety.
mean, I'm not going to judge because I have the theory, the Jurassic Park theory. Everyone has
that
one.
one. That's my
that
one. And I'm a
Wait,
huge movie guy.
When we did that, though, when we had that debate, I think you're like, how could you never see Jurassic Park? And now you're finally, the truth sets you free.
Well, I also just said I definitely have lied about it in the past.
Yeah, no,
I've,
that's true.
I've heard you on radio be
Yeah.
like, no, Shawshank's up there.
Shawshank,
That's
all-time
one of the
classic.
best.
I've seen a lot
Number
of
one
parts of it.
favorite movie.
No, I've never seen that. I've seen lots of parts
Brooks,
of
the most lovable character. He's bagging groceries at the end. He ends up. It's really
Yeah.
sad. I don't,
We won't spoil it.
No.
Um,
yeah, you have to see it.
it. Quick, I've seen a lot of
Same
parts
thing
of
that
it.
happens to Bradley Cooper in A Star Is Born.
Yeah.
Don't spoil it.
Jesus.
Quick shout out. This is the sign of the times, but Girls Do Porn, lovely website.
Good series.
Been around. We've had guests on from it. I would say it's one of the more popular porn companies' websites where they do it illegal, whatever. But that's not really the point. KFC, who must have been home just watching it, what a life he has.
Jerking his
just
dick.
sitting there, just like, when's the new Girls Do Porn come out?
Is
Like,
it
with-
Thursday?
Yeah, with a little alarm clock and his gold subscriction. Like, come on, give me
What is
that
it,
new Girls
he's
Do
waiting
Porn.
for like the sneaker drop.
Yeah, what a life he has. So he tweeted out the girl, if you're familiar with this theater, they asked the girl's question, like, when's the last time you had sex, this, that. The girl's like, well, I got double teamed, and they're like, what'd you do? The girl looks at the camera, is like, I gave him the gluck gluck. Unbelievable.
What does this do to your brain? Because I feel like
Unbelievable.
you're in a constant struggle with the Call Her Daddy girls where it's like they basically just tell you that they're not going to do something. And then something like this happens where you're like, they're everywhere.
The gluck gluck girls are fucking huge.
Yeah, I know. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like they just kind of, they'll tell you like, no, we're not doing that even though you're our boss. And you're like, God damn it. I wish I could get rid of them, like, because they
I
like
don't
no
wanna
one
get
stand.
rid of
No,
them.
but like no one should be able to talk that way to me. And then it's like, oh shit, they're so big, they're on fucking Girls Do Porn.
Gluck gluck. And I was in Connecticut doing pizza review, and a girl handed me a note. I'm like, oh, she likes me. It's just a note. She's like, can you give this to the Gluck Gluck girls?
Sure, you're their secretary now.
But
sure.
I will say, I think you agree with this. It's what I said. Nobody at our company would be in this. Where that goes back to obviously what group chat. Nobody can do anything if they're just like, I'm not into doing this.
Well, yeah,
It's
true.
Like, how can you?
True. I just feel like they're intimidating.
Well, they dress very intimidatingly.
Well, and they also just like breeze in and breeze out of the office like a couple times a week, and it's just like
They are supposed to be the trade-off we made. Is they're doing a vlog, and it's supposed to be very much Barstool centric. We'll see.
They also they look at you or everyone like they just couldn't possibly care less what you're doing when they walk by. So
they'll
you
ask me a question every now and then. I'll start to answer, and they'll just like zone out like that.
it is, hey, what's going on?
I
And they look at me like,
I will say I didn't know they turn around those films so quickly, like that they already have the Gluck Gluck in
The
there.
Girls Do Porn.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. It is weird, like to think that there's
'Cause
probably
Gluck
a
Gluck-
porn
I mean,
being
how
taped
long
right
have,
now.
Call Her Daddy girls been calling her
Probably
daddy.
like 6 months now, right?
Yeah, but you would think. Yeah, I would have thought those are all like a year old. The girls do porn videos.
Right.
So for that to be that quick.
I also think their audience, which everyone's like, oh, it's going to be geared towards guys. I think it's like 80-20 girls at this point. I mean, it's just girls eat it up. Cluck, cluck. So we'll be here all weekend. We're going to do the radio live from Cowboy Jack's today. You'll miss it. Obviously, we're not here. But if you're in Minnesota, we'll also be back Monday, 3 to 5. So Final Four weekend. Dan, thoughts?
I like Michigan State and Virginia, 2 favorites.
Oh, well, that's stunning because all you do is talk about Texas Tech.
I know, but I've
What? You gave us a whole spiel.
I know.
About how good Texas
I know.
Tech
Well,
is.
I think I gave Michigan State out
He also
yesterday.
Riggs,
so
just to clarify, he didn't just give the spiel. He gave maybe the cockiest one-liner ever.
Yeah,
after
I
it.
did.
He's like,
he had no NBA players.
no, not that.
Oh.
When you're like, Texas Tech's awesome, and that's coming from a guy. You
Oh,
bet
yeah.
big on him.
Yeah, no, that was my biggest bet of the tournament was against Michigan.
It felt good as I'm.
It did. It felt when
I got my new
when
number.
Michigan scored 16 points in the first half. That was
so
a
bad.
really good feeling. Really good feeling.
That game, that I don't even want to talk about.
I don't know. I feel more confident in Virginia than Michigan State.
Virginia's. I don't know.
I think the Auburn thing is gonna. I think it's gonna be.
I just hate rooting for Virginia.
No, I know. I don't disagree with
They're
that.
so
you see the
boring.
NCAA won't let Guy, is that his name?
Kyle Guy, yeah.
Kyle Guy. They won't let him put his wedding registry online.
It's classic NCAA.
Unbelievable.
Just classic NCAA.
Classic NCAA. I keep telling people because I'm not planning to go to the game. Like, oh, you going to the game? They're like, yup. Like, just no, you can't drink. I love like daggering, and they're like, what? Psh. Yeah. NCAA
Stick it
can't
to
drink.
you.
Wake up.
Stick it to him.
All right, it's the rundown.
Airball.